Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Good friends and trends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with Super Fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe. Let the happiness take you in.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Super Fast Tortoise Show, where we got a full roster. We got kjcowboydan, we got MTG Hillbilly, we got mugenfool, we got Captain Waffles, and
Lone Wolf.
That's right. That's
You
right.
took my line.
We got Lone Wolf. What's up, everybody? Man, today is Wednesday. It's chat and chill day. We're going to have a fun time. But I got a surprise for you, a little bit of you, because I'm bringing something back from back in the day.
Ooh.
Because, you know what? EOE has got my brain going.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Can
yep.
you guess what that is?
Did you say E-I-E-I-O? What?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen a lot of great spoilers.
I know what it's called, but I can't remember what. I know what it is, but I can't remember what it's called.
Well, I'll give you a clue.
Card of the day. Combo breaker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice. I missed this.
Yeah, I got so inspired. I actually created a graphic for card of the day. So when I do card of the day, like I have something ready to go, so it looks fancy.
Oh, yeah.
We're all gonna be YouTube stars, everybody.
Yeah. I'm so excited for this card myself.
Oh yeah, I want this card for my dinosaur deck. All right, you know that deck likes board wipes, but it also likes milling. Likes milling itself, and this card is nuts.
I want this card from my Mothman deck.
Singularity Rapture costs 3 generic, a blue, and 2 black. It's a sorcery. You destroy all creatures, then any number of target players each mill half their library rounded down. Woo!
That's one heck of a mill deck strategy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like Lone Wolf. You should play this card.
Yeah. I got a perfect deck for it. I got a mill deck.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh man, like this fits so many strategies. Like they're making mill viable in Commander as a more powerful option, which is good because there's like a ton of mill. They're going for Esper mill in this set. If you didn't know, but
I'm
yeah,
talking about that dog coughed.
If you want to talk standard, this card is standard. We do have some like a Jace that mills, but it's rotating out when this card comes out.
right. But did you realize in Edge of Eternities we don't have 1, we don't have 2, but we have 3 board wipes in this set? That is insane. And this is one of my favorite ones so far. Like I like the other 2 board wipes, but this one stands out to me right now because it does fun things.
Oh yeah, that mill just makes us even more sweeter.
Oh yeah. Ooh, so sweet. And that is amazing. With that in mind, please like, comment, and subscribe. All that fun jazz.
Cool.
Woo. Yeah. Woo. Man, card of the day. So nice to have it back.
It is.
Yeah, talk a little bit about magic, even on days we don't talk about magic. Man, we got to
So-
sensational.
So,
KJ.
let me ask you a question. If you were to have a board wipe deck,
Yes.
would it be appropriate to call it your toilet deck because you
Sure.
always have a wipe?
Right?
Oh, sorry. That was a horrible joke. I apologize.
Oh no, it wasn't horrible. I mean, there's a word I'm thinking of, and I can't think of it. But I guess that depends.
Oh, yes.
Oh my lord!
Just make sure you yak your salt when you go up against it.
Salt, you salt meter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Hey, let's say hello to Cane Shaker in chat. Cane Shaker, what's up? Morning coffee, people.
Cane shaker.
Cane Shaker.
With
We also-
mighty shake of a cane,
That's
the
right.
power comes from the cane shaker.
Woo, woo. The Cane Shaker. Then we got the guy who plants trees, Backwoods Collector.
Backwoods.
That's right. His life is in the backwoods, raised by wolves. He defends his family against ravaging bears. Oh, look, we got Metamonk, traversing the multiverse just to stop by and say hello for a while. Hello, Metamonk. Welcome to our plane of existence.
What's up?
What's up? That's awesome. So, what's on the agenda today? Well, first of all, it's a chat and chill day. This is where we usually somehow talk about food and Marvel characters. I haven't seen the new Ironheart show yet. I plan on watching it with the wife to check it out.
All the episodes are out, and it's a great show.
Right.
But it's just each to their own. Everybody has their own opinion about stuff.
Right.
As far as
Well-
the show went, it was a good show. I didn't dislike the show. I watched. I binged the entire drop, and I didn't dislike it. Once again, I just wondering why the choice of one of the least known characters, also one of the characters that was invented for. By committee rather than a checklist committee, rather than having an existent character that they could use. Especially since Marvel has a whole lot of stuff that they didn't lease out to other companies that they could actively use, and that would touch on their storylines a lot better, especially since they're doubling down on this multiverse thing.
Right.
And I feel like if they're going to double down on this multiverse thing, rather than trying to concentrate on the 616 that they've destroyed utterly, they should concentrate on other areas of the multiverse in order to make the Battle Worlds movie that they're planning to happen. I think that they are focusing in the wrong directions in order to double down on diversity, inclusivity, and exclusivity, or whatever the DIE things that they do. I think they need to go back and concentrate on what they already have written in lore, and not try to rewrite for a political agenda. It's going to definitely help the future of the Marvel shows. Like I said, the Ironheart was a good show on its own, but it is the least interesting character in my opinion. I've already seen all the animations that they showed in all 6 episodes of the Ironheart in Iron Man, the series, and it was just rehashes of scenes over and over again. Every flight sequence was almost the same. The sequences where they're punching out a vehicle is exactly the same as what you've seen over and over again in Hulk, and you've seen it in Iron Man and every other superhero movie. It's like, okay, well, you're just remaking scenes now. And you're putting a character that nobody knows or cares about in your series that attaches to your cinematic universe. I have a huge rant about this. That
Coming up on one of the episodes of KJ Talks the World of Marvel, we're gonna have an Ironheart conversation.
Oh no, I'm working on a rant about what's wrong with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm working on a full-on rant as soon as I get a chance to figure out how I'm going to upload it, because it's enough pretty much everything I need to show graphics. I need to show video clips. It's going to absolutely be a not monetizable video.
Right.
Probably copyright struck up the butt by the time I get done with it.
Probably. Kane Shaker asks, what does today's panel think about slivers and an edge of eternity? Well, we got Eldrazi's too, you know. I really got an opinion, but I'll let anybody else chime in if they want to first.
Okay.
I feel like it's a perfect addition because slivers are similar to Eldrazi in a sense, where they're just like this amalgamation of cells, like a thing, kind of like the Eldrazi. And I feel like it'll be interesting to see, and I might be giving too much credit to WotC, but the storyline of maybe like the slivers and the Eldrazi have been at war for years in the void for dominance.
That'd be a good story.
Yeah, I mean, obviously slivers were way back in Dominaria and things like that, but you know, that was what the original swarm that came, and then the Eldrazi came later, you know, because they're both vying for resources to fight in the Edge War. So, I mean, it'd be a cool concept, but I don't think that that's what it is. But I think slivers are a great addition to Edge.
Right. What do you think, Hillbilly?
Well, so far we've only seen one sliver card, so I really can't say much about it. But I'm happy to see slivers. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing some more slivers, and I'm hoping that they do give us more slivers. And from my understandings, I'm not for sure about this, but from what I hear, there ain't gonna be much Eldrazi in the set.
Well, let's see. Here is my opinion. As fun as the set is looking, I don't think WotC really did a lot with world building in the set as they claim they did.
Right.
I think they went with the route of building a cube style set because, like I said, we have 3 board wipes in the set. If we were world building, we're set in space. Why do we have landfall as a mechanic where space has no land? You know, I understand we're going planet to planet here and there. They could have brought back battles. They could have done other things, but I guess it went by popular demand of what mechanics they wanted to bring in while trying the new warp mechanic and the new the crew-like mechanic that they have with the spacecrafts and whatnot. So it really feels like a cube build kind of set than it does story base. And one of the things I know people love to see is like 2 powerful classic creature types going against each other, like slivers versus Eldrazi, which is better, who will win kind of thing. I think that steps in and takes that part in. So it feels more like a cube build than it does like an actual set. And so my thoughts on slivers, it sounds like they're just having fun with the idea of having slivers and Eldrazi in the same set, but we still got to see more slivers, and we still got to see more Eldrazi in this set.
Well,
to see if it can be viable.
To be fair, we have a big rotation coming, right?
Yeah,
we're losing Sunfall. We're losing a bunch of removal board wipes. That's why they're creating them now, in my opinion, for the constructed play, for standard and all that, to still have some kind of viable board wipes. And on top of that, we are in the beginning, you know, like, for instance, when Marvel has like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of their story building.
Yes.
we're in an early phase of story building. Edges of Eternity brings back Tezzeret and all of the story behind Tezzeret and all this other stuff. So I feel like Landfall is a good mechanic. Yes, you have the worlds, and it seems a little off because it's a whole world. But I still, when you land on a planet, you're making landfall.
Right.
You know, things like that. What I don't like is how easy the station mechanic is to abuse.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize that they made an Eldrazi that warps in for like 2 or 3 mana. That's like a 9/9. And you can just tap it to add 9 charge counters to a station card. Like it can be broken pretty quickly. And I understand why they put the station cost so high on a lot of these things, but it's still, there's a lot of things. But I think that's why they didn't do the battles, is because they have the station. That's the new quote unquote like mechanic style card. And this is also showing with this set moving forward how they're going to take reserve list cards and reprint them in a different way. I mean, we have a Gaia's Cradle, we have a Tolarian Academy, we have a bunch of other cards that are coming into this set that aren't those cards, but they are. So I think this set is going to be a very key set on showing how things are going to be moving forward card design wise.
Right.
Depending on how well this set does in constructed play and, I hate to say it, but commander play. And to see how well people accept the ideas of this new set.
Yep, and that makes sense. I got something to add to that, but really quick, I want to cover this. KJ says, I'm starting to wonder if edge means a little bit from many eternity planes, and this came up. This supports my little thought process. I know they're not doing it in this set, but like, can you imagine if they did something a little different? I know Chaotic did it before, like in the game Chaotic. But like, you remember the plane chase cards from back in the day, where you go to this planes, it gives everybody an ability. They roll a dice. They can either copy the ability or get a different ability or change planes. What if they made a card called Portal? It's just like an enchantment, but it's not an enchantment. It's called Portal. It could be an artifact for all I care. And it did this basically the same thing as a plane chase card, but you had to roll a dice to see if you keep it, but give you a powerful ability. That would be an interesting flavor game thing, thinking board game-ish on that idea of portals, since we're in the space, time warp, and everything.
Yeah,
I think in order for Magic to do that, they have to adopt the concept that Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon did, with Pokemon doing stadium cards and Yu-Gi-Oh doing like I think they're called World or something. It's a Magic card you put out and you're in that world or plane. I think they would make some kind of permanent that does something similar to that.
Yeah, I think Yu-Gi-Oh called them field cards or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So then if you roll the dice, either A, you search your library for a new one, and if you fail to find, you fail to find, or you have like it would add a whole new element to the game, but you'd have like a separate deck for all your field that you just shuffle away. Like you don't ever lose them. You just shuffle it away, and you have like a maximum of 5 you can play or something along those lines, or whatever. It's like it's not a sideboard, but it's similar to it.
Right. But like the cards I'm talking about can be in your deck. And really quick, I want to say hello, Time Capsule, Cookie Capsule. Welcome to the show, Time Capsule. We always love to have you here. You're always welcome, and you are the little G god of time.
One thing they did about warp though is you can only use warp once, because the card goes into exile after you use the warp ability. Then you have to cast it for the full cost.
Right.
Well, what if you bounce it though back to your hand? I don't know why you would bounce it back to your hand, but I'm pretty sure if you bounce it back to your hand, you can use warp again, because it doesn't say the ability can only be used once.
Correct. So what you would have to do is you'd warp it, then play it from exile like you would an adventure card, and once it hits the battlefield, it becomes a new permanent. So if you were to bounce it with a bounce spell or return it through some other means, you could cast it again for warp out of your hand.
Yep.
Yeah. So, like, don't get me wrong. I am not pooping on the set. Edge of Eternities has got me all in. Like, I really want to get cards from Edge of Eternities from the spoilers so far. So, we're not pooping on the set.
No.
The world building is just a little different, and we like the ideas. Like one thing that bothers me sometimes is when you get a good idea from somebody, but all you can think about is improving it. That's what I don't like about some of the sets when that come out. But Edge of
Right.
Eternity is gonna be fun. Like I said, I think it's like a cube build style set. And yes, Captain Waffles is right. We're world building to a whole different phase, and it'll be interesting to see where we go from here. Because there is a rumor, I could be wrong, but there was a rumor that Nicol Bolas might be in the set. And being so sad, so he might not be a planeswalker anymore. So maybe he'll have ulterior motives if he is.
So I got a question for everybody. If you've actually looked at the set or everything, what is one thing or card or whatever that excites you most about Edges of Eternity? Mine is that Shocklands are back in standard.
Oh, I love Shocklands. I love the fact they're gonna be cheaper. Like when they come out, they're gonna shrink down in price a bit. But there's actually one card I'm excited about. Like there's out of all the cards, this card I'm excited about for a particular deck, and I'm scrolling for it right now. It's a mono red aura.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was talking to my dog. Helping her get on the bed. She's getting old.
Huh?
But I mean, there's so much new cards that it's hard to pick because a lot of great cards I've seen.
If the story does good, I wonder how Lorwyn's story is going to be next year.
All right, let me see. Is this a commander card? Because I'm not seeing it in the regular roster.
Well, it doesn't have to be a specific card even, Hillbilly. It could even be a mechanic, artwork, whatever. Like something from Edges that you really like.
I am a big fan of Landfall. Love Landfall decks. I want to build. I've been trying to get cards together to build me a actual commander deck with Landfall.
Ooh, that'd be interesting to see.
Well, see, Landfall always gets me going. I love Landfall. I'm just kind of criticizing the choices that for Landfall, not the mechanic itself. They're building some good cards. I'm trying to find this aura, but it's not a mythic spoiler, so I'm gonna have to find it. But there's this aura coming out that just is banger, and I want it for my dog meat deck that they're coming out with.
Now there's this Landfall and this Edge of Eternities is pretty overpowering, I do believe, because you can get a bunch of these little tokens that you sack, and when you sack them, you go look for a land, put it in the battlefield tapped. Yeah, that's pretty strong, if you ask me.
I got a favorite card, but I bet you it won't be played. It's a blue aura. Whenever you make your first tokens this turn, it makes a copy of it enchants a permanent. It makes a token copy of that permanent instead.
Right. Sorry, I'm going to Goldfish because I really want to find this card. Let's see.
Animux says Thrumming Highpool and Shocklands. Thrumming Highpool costs 6 mana, throws out 2/1/1 slivers and with haste.
Right. That's the Thrumming Highstone.
Yep. That's pretty.
Is it the one you're looking for, Tortoise? Is it the one that's 1 in a red?
No, I'm good, thank you.
I thought it cost 3, but it could be 1 in a red.
Okay.
Like I thought it cost 2 in a red, but yeah, like it deals damage when it enters the battlefield, and it gives a good buff to a creature.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. Oh well, this probably hasn't been officially spoiled yet, but it was leaked. Because I'm not finding it on Goldfish.
Huh. Yeah. Cane Shaker is saying I'm always interested in why he decides to reprint a land cycle like the Shocks.
Right.
I mean, the Shocks is going to be awesome. I mean, I'm glad to see them back myself.
It's called Pain. It's called Pain for All.
Yes, you found it. Yeah, that card is so good.
Oh yeah.
It says when it enters, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature. Or
Right.
no, sorry, any other target, and then it's basically Boros Reckoner. Whenever it takes damage, it deals that much damage to an opponent.
Yes. That card.
Actually, each opponent, not opponent, each
Right.
opponent. So it's when it comes in, deal damage equal to its power to any target, and then when it takes damage, deal that much damage to each opponent.
Oh yeah.
I think that card would be great with the Screaming Nemesis.
Mm. Well, it's just a good aura for Voltron, that Voltron deck in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like it. I wish I could have found it. But yeah, that card, a Boris Rankin card, put that on like a 10-10, deal 10 damage to someone else, and when it's dealt damage, it deals damage to each opponent.
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh, so good. So good. And yeah.
Well, you can do it to where, like, let's say you're in Commander, and all your opponents are at 10 life or less. When it comes in, you target itself to take 10 damage, and then when it takes the damage, everybody takes 10.
Right. Right.
Yep.
And like, can you imagine that on Stuffy Doll? Because like in Stuffy Doll, like if you give him a power, he'll do an infinite loop. That's pretty cool. Like it. Love it. But anyways. Oh yeah, so that's like my favorite card of the set at the moment. That's not a board wipe. I love Landfall. Warp Mechanic has got me interested in what it can do. Station,
Yep.
I'm still kind of iffy about, but I like the station mechanic more than I do like the crew mechanic, if that makes sense. Like crewing, I don't like as much as I like his station ability. I like the fact that you can charge up a station mechanic, and it'll stay a creature after you exceeded the amount.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I'd love to see what other stuff they got going on in this card. Like, because like, here's an interesting thought. We're getting these interesting new mechanics, and we still got more Marvel sets to do. And if they do the Infinity series or a Space series of Marvel, we have a background for it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Another thing I'd like to see is how they're going to pull off Lorwyn.
Lorwyn would be interesting.
Especially if they take in the novel into account.
Well, it's more than just a novel. The original block, Morningtide, Eventide, and Lorwyn. The reason why the block was made the way it was, each set in the block was based on a time of day in the cycle of Lorwyn.
Yeah, I know.
And so the fourth cycle will be interesting. That's why it's named Dawn something.
Right.
Fourth cycle. There's already there was four sets to that whole Lorwyn block. It was Lorwyn, Morningtide, Shadowmoor, and Eventide. So it's the fifth one.
Right. The fifth one. You're right. I forgot about Shadowmoor being part of that, but Shadowmoor was definitely part of that. This is where we got our first colorless hybrid cards.
Yeah, because the whole story with Lorwyn is it's a plane that shifts back and forth with the tides of time, and that's why you get the cheerful fairies during the sun time or the good time, and then everything shifts to the dark side when it goes to the Shadowmoor and Eventide time of the year. I think it's like I could be wrong, but it's like every 1,000 years the plane shifts back from one to the other or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yes, it was all about the times of day and the times they lived. It's kind of like Alaska, where they got like 6 months of winter, 6 months of summer, kind of thing. It's kind of how it worked. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
We got a Lulu Sky. Lulu Sky. Hello.
What's up, Lulu?
Nice. Hello.
But thinking of Edge of Eternities and Magic sets that we loved, man, what's the set that you wish we would return to with the power creep we've seen? Like, what would be a set you'd like to see with
Fallen Empires?
Fallen Empires? That's a good one.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I would never want to go back to that. That would be terrible.
That's a good one, though. Like,
no,
those
it's
old
not.
sets are fun. Like Arabian Nights.
Now Arabian Nights maybe, but then it'd be kind of hard because Disney owns Aladdin and all that, and so
Well, they
it'd have to.
changed the name of Arabian Nights displaying to it something else. Forgot what they renamed it, but yeah, we could possibly go back to that region, but it won't be based off of the 1,000 Tales, but it'll still be the same region.
Right. But yeah, so what is a set you'd love to see with the power coupe we have now? And Manamunk says Kamigawa again. He didn't get enough of the last Kamigawa set. He wants more of it. More of it.
Well, I would say this, but we were already going to go back to it, so I'm just going ahead and say it. Strixhaven, my first set.
Nice. Strixhaven would be a fun set.
Well, we're going back to it too.
I'd love to go to Strixhaven and get the special treatment cards again that you can pull from packs.
Well, I know we're going back to that in the future set after Lorwyn.
Yeah.
I know when exactly it's coming out, but
myself, I'd like to go back to. I know they changed the name of this back in the Aether Drift. We touched on it a little bit, but Kaladesh. The only reason is because that's when I started.
Isn't it now called the Vishkar or something like that?
No, still Kaladesh. It's not changing in my book.
Right, but didn't they lower wise change it to Vishkar?
Yeah, some weird name.
Yep.
All right, some weird name. Yep. Like Kaladesh wasn't a bad name. I think that was one of those times they thought too much into something. Like, oh, let's just be super safe and change it.
Absolutely.
It's one of the reasons why we don't have the Aladdin series on Disney is they're afraid of offending people.
Aladdin series. Oh, come on. The Little
Aladdin's...
Mermaid had a lot to offend people compared to Aladdin.
Yeah, really.
But anyways, so a set I'd love to go back to with this power creep. I know they don't want to go back to it because we've been back to it so many times for different
Ravnica,
right? But instead of just going back to Ravnica, I would love to see with this Edge of Eternity's Rift. Like, what if they had the ability to bring Eldrazi's to planes they want to, and they brought Eldrazi's to Ravnica? Because what's one thing Eldrazi's love when it comes to planes is the mana. They eat it up. And Ravnica is full of rich mana, so it'd be a war of the lifetime for Ravnica.
Imagine having a Eldrazi Nimizit.
Right?
Oh.
Eldrazi Nizzit.
Nice.
We'll call Eldrazi Nizzit like for shizzle. Hey, PC blank holes, right?
I think a fun one to go back to would be Ice Age.
Oh, yeah. You're no longer allowed to say Kaladesh.
Kaladesh.
I agree with you, Captain Waffle. It's Kaladesh.
Well, Ice Age would be a fun set to go to, as long as they didn't do a Cold Snap set again. That was like a rushed set. They're like everybody knew that Wizards was lying about Cold Snap. They went to Cold Snap to go back to Ice Age because there's a lot of love for Ice Age, and they made a piss poor set. They're like, we had a list, and they're like,
actually, there's a lot of fire out of Cold Snap.
There's a couple cards like Allosaurus Rider, and then that one with that little snow blood mark on it, snow with blood on it. Death mark. Thank you. And I know there's a couple of cards, but there's not a lot of cards that would speak out to me.
That's where Commandeer came from. Hacken. There's all kinds of good stuff from Cold Snap that a lot of people sleep on.
Commander wise, yes.
Well, even back in the day of Constructed, there was good stuff out of there too. But
I remember Constructed during Cold Snap. Like I played.
Yeah, I played Hacken the Scourge. Like that was a amazing reanimation zombie deck, like zombie knight deck.
Right.
It played smallpox with it too.
Right. Like if we ever went back to Ice Age, though, I want a set that's better than Cold Snap. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, they're definitely something better than Cold Snap. But another set to do is another like Time Spiral. Like I loved the cross color pie of Planar Chaos. Mm-hmm. You know, you got these cards like, you know, Damnation instead of Wrath of God. You got Sarah Sphinx instead of Sarah Angel. Like when they did that type of crazy cross color pie thing, that was fun.
Metamunk says Ice Age would be cool. How about returning to Wrath Cycle Tempest? That could be fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tempest or even Urza Block. Like there's a lot of good sets that they could go back to. Like I know they went back to Urza Block with the Brothers War, but I feel like Brothers War was another one of those kind of like ice cold snap. It wasn't as good as what it could have been.
Right. Cane Shaker says, if you're asking what set I would like to see reprinted, it would have to be revised. And he
We're not
stands
talking
by
about reprinted.
We're talking about revisiting the plane,
that. Right.
not like revisiting this set specifically.
We're talking about WotC being able to print a reserve list card that isn't a reserve list card.
Right.
Right.
Kovacs, what's up? Kovacs.
Max.
The set,
Like I'd love to see okay, Fantasyland here. I'd love to see a tribal set where Slivers invade Ixalan and Eldrazi's are there. Cause and they're zombies, like 4 major creature types, and I would like to see a tribal set or a tribal set with those 4 in there. Vampires can be in there too, because the vampires are part of the Eldrazi set too.
Yep.
I'm a good boy, says Cane Shaker. That's right.
Good boy.
Says just getting up, homies. My coffee ready. Nice.
Go. Then it wouldn't be bad one to go back to also.
Like, I think there's a lot of things he could return to, and I think there's a lot of places we'd love to see back, right? Especially with the new mechanics they're coming out with. Like, Warp would be a totally cool mechanic in the Shards of Allura block, because there's a lot that goes on there, right? Because that's the time when Nicopolas was messing with the timeline, the planes. He was outside the planes, mixing things up, destroying planes. Oh my lord!
Yeah,
I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now. Warp is going to be a broken mechanic. It is going to be no. I'm not saying it's going to be. It is a broken mechanic. Let me rephrase that. It is a broken mechanic, because when you warp a creature and then let's say you scroll shift it or flicker it, it's a new permanent without the ability of having to exile it. So there's going to be some stuff cheated in really easily. And you thought Omniscience with Abuela's Awakening was bad? Get ready for some really off the wall shit with Warp.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Metamonk is like, did I say Kamigawa already? No, you didn't. But like Warp, I like Warp because it's more like a fixed, and then it's not broken, but like a fixed version of
Blitz.
Evoke.
Yeah.
Like instead of just entering the battlefield and sacrificing away, all the sacrificing right away, it comes into play and it lasts on the turn.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's going to be broken.
It could be. It could be.
No,
I'm not going to argue.
I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now. There is going to be a deck at the Pro Tour that breaks it and makes top 8. Just calling it now.
Call it now while it's hot.
Okay,
you know?
I'll keep you. I'll keep you up to that. I'm not making a bet or anything. I don't got the money, but
well, you don't have to have money to bet.
Yeah. Have y'all seen the premiere of the Edge of Eternities?
Yeah, that was lackluster.
Well, as I was listening to it, I had to re-listen to it, and it felt like they was trying to hint at maybe something like maybe Star Wars or Star Trek.
well, it is supposed to be a space opera, so that's
A
what those two
space
are.
opera would be Star Wars.
Yeah, so it's.
But they would. Yeah, but when they was talking about the set, they was hinting around about it. I mean, they didn't come out and say it was. They didn't say it wasn't. But just the way they were talking.
Metamonk, I don't think Wizards of the Coast would bring back Antique because they still would make more money off it.
Plus, that would go against gambling laws too.
Huh?
That's
But
kind of why
still,
they quit it in the first place. The gambling laws.
if we still got Star Trek or Star Wars out of it, the whole thing is the premiere of Edge of Eternity. He's not talking about the set being good or bad. The premiere was just bad. All it was just a hype video with no real context or content. It's just people opening packs saying, "Oh, I got this card. We designed this card because it's fancy. We did this card. Oh, you're gonna love this." And that's all it was. There was no real world building thing about it. There was no context of what to expect. There was no real spoilers in it. Like there were some spoilers in there, but they didn't really like build it up for us. They just like said, "Here's a promotional video to get you hyped for a set you know nothing about." And that's kind of how it felt.
And it still feels like you know nothing about it, to be honest.
Right? And maybe that's the mystery because they want to hold back some of the stuff. But like, if that was the case, they should have just held off the premiere till when certain things are spoiled or they wanted to spoil certain things. Because usually in those premieres, they give you full set spoilers. They talk about the set, talk about the cards and what to expect. They even talked about collector's numbers and stuff like that. They didn't talk about nothing.
They sure didn't.
Nope.
I mean, I can sell you my front lawn, but it doesn't tell you about the front lawn.
To answer to your question, King Chicker, yes, they do.
Yeah, they might be selling them. But yeah, so yeah, the premiere was lackluster. Like even when it ended, a lot of people and I in the chat were like, "Is that it? That's it?" I felt bamboozled or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a product of WotC just becoming so big that they feel like they don't have to really perform to sell stuff anymore because they're like, you're going to buy it regardless. It doesn't matter. Either buy it or don't. Move on. Like they've literally gotten to the point where they don't care about all the nuance or the extras like back in the day when you used to you got a story with your fat pack. Sorry, can't say that no more. Your bundle, you got all these different things that actually added to the experience. Now it's like buy a box or not, move on.
Yeah, you used to be able to get these in bundles, fat packs. I actually found these at a bookstore. It's the entire Time Spiral book set. I haven't read them, but they were cool.
Back when the story was actually good, when they didn't put out this random article on MTG Daily that was total garbage.
Mm-hmm. Can't you? Then now we can have Pigs in Space and Edge of Eternity. That's right. Can't Trigger's like fat pack. That's right. I honestly would prefer it if they went back to the fat packs.
Yeah.
Like they're like
you can't say that.
The whole world went PC. Like you don't get value meals anymore. You get like when you went to Burger King, you were able to order like the big size meal, and they called it a king size. Now they don't call it king size. I'm like, that takes the fun.
Well, yeah, because what if a woman orders it? You're calling her a king.
Well, get a king.
Just call it the queen size. Then
they could have totally changed the word from king to royal. Royal size.
Yeah. I don't know if we're trying to strike me up because I have an angry rant about this. I am trying so hard not to go off on one of my rants, but you guys are pressing that button really hard right now, and I'm about ready to pull up the salt and start shaking it on people because because I'll tell you what. All right. First of all, I don't care. I don't care how fat you are and how obsessed you are about not wanting to be called a fat freaking cow, that you can't call a fat pack because it makes your feelings hurt. And I'm sorry, but even with the baseball cards, when we got like these big, what we called them with fatties, where you were able to go and get like a mystery pack of baseball cards and not know what you were getting, and we called them fatties. Right. And if you take offense to that, I'm sorry. You're probably self-reflecting. I will call whatever I call it, and also I believe that if you want to call it a fat pack, and even though they don't call it a fat pack anymore, it's not politically correct. Who cares about your political correctness? And if your feelings are hurt, I am not sorry.
Right. I mean, look at the context. He still. This is a little off topic for Tortoise, but they still call a fat blunt a fatty.
Right. You don't see. Right. You don't see the stoners getting all upset because, you just called something fat. No, it's like, and then it's like, oh, how are you spelling it?
Right.
What?
KJT.
If how am I spelling it? It doesn't matter how I'm spelling it if I'm speaking the words out according to a lot of people, and you're going to limit my American right for freedom of speech.
Right.
You're going to limit my American right of freedom of speech and call him whatever something I want to call something is? I don't think so.
Right.
Anyhow, rant not finished, but rant will be finished for the time being.
Brandon, hello.
I think I have enough salt for my popcorn now.
Me and my wife still today call them fat packs. Like, just because because when we got into collecting magic, they were called fat packs before they're called bundles. And she will be talking like, would you like a fat pack? I mean, a bundle or a fat pack? I'm like, you can call them fat packs because that's what they are, but they're not. And you know what's sad about bundles? They're not as good as fat packs used to be. Fat packs used to come with life counters, extra good stuff, and more quality boxes.
Oh yeah.
And, they used to come with books.
Yep.
I could rant on about the quality of the product and what I wish they would come with the product for the price you pay. Price you pay. So your rant was not disagreed upon, KJ.
Right.
I'm saying.
Oh, that was only a portion of it.
I'm offended.
Yeah, that was only a
it wasn't your idea. No kidding.
Oh man, it's like literally, and that's just an attack on freedom of speech if from people who are self-projecting, and I don't really approve of people's thought processes when it comes down to that kind of thing.
Yep.
That's right.
I mean,
narcissistic control. That's what that is.
Right.
It is.
I mean, look, the reselling acquisition agents don't care what it's called as long as it makes money.
Exactly. And what I always say is, oh, whatever. I mean, it's all magic. All of whatever you want to call it.
Right. But don't be wrong. This is pressing a button, but pretty soon all our products will be gender neutral.
I believe it. I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it. It's been merging that way. I mean, even since the 80s, Masters of the Universe action figures have been in and out of the news for over masculinity. Really? Really?
Who pissed in his jar?
I'll tell you who pissed in my jar. I'll tell you, the woke liberals who want to tell me that I cannot use certain words because, saying fat offends people. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, really? I don't have a freedom of speech according to my United States constitutional right? Oh, okay. Well, you know what? You don't like it? You can sue me for it. And I will gladly take you to court if you want to sue me over my language.
Mm-hmm. All right. I went through my brain. His Weird Al must be sad because he's not making money off the song "Fat" by Weird Al Yankovic. Goes, I'm fat, you know it. But
that album is still one of Weird Al's #1 most selling albums.
Yeah, even worse.
Yeah. That album is still one of his most selling albums.
My favorite songs from him is "Parting the CIA."
My favorite song is "White Nerdy."
Well, if you're not awake yet, you should be now.
That's right. Woo! But yeah, still good, everybody. But like, KJ is my hero, says K Checker. There you go.
There you go.
Hey, thank you.
Ooh. But yeah, so I think we covered a lot today between edgewood attorneys and whatnot. And yes, I wish it'd promote to us like we weren't kids anymore,
Yep.
Like don't be wrong. I want I still want my PG-13 rated stuff, but when they sell kids toys, they sell to kids. When they sell product to teenagers and above, 13 plus, we're the honest truth is, when I was 13 years old, behind my parents' back, I was using swear words, cuss words, and other stuff. You know, I know. You know, like as if parents didn't know. You know,
I'm telling Coulee, dude.
That's good, dude. That's right. You know, and so like I understand there's a protection you want to bring on kids because their minds, you know, are not fully grown.
Right.
But like at the same time, like they say, if you want to be the change in the world, to be the change in the world you wish the world had, like be the change. That's not a way to be the change. It's not the way to be the change. The way to be the change is to influence, not control. Because control brings rebellion. It's redone. I am slenderly challenged. I'm slenderly challenged. That's right. Don't you dare try to end the show. This topic demands at least 30 minutes, if not an hour.
I got you. So, all right. Grab your pizzas because I'm about ready to tell you why you're fat. Now put that pizza down.
Well, I got to end the show because I got to make dinner.
Well,
You just say you got to make dinner.
Yes. Well, see, what happens is my wife leaves for work in like a couple hours, and I got to make dinner and a lunch for her so she can have dinner and lunch because she gets off at 2 a.m.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I'm like, dude, it's what, noon over there, and you're making. Then again, I remember the Midwest dinner is lunch and supper is dinner. If you're Midwest term and if you know, because when I was over there, they're like, oh, okay, it's time for dinner. I'm like, dude, it is 1 o'clock. They're like, no, that's right now. Supper is later. And I was like, wait, what?
Right. So it's just a weird time because like it usually takes me like an hour or two to get dinner put together. Which I remember having eggs, bacon, eggs, sausage, and bagels today, which is gonna be pretty simple. But I gotta pack our lunch and everything. In the world of things, fun news is we have a tomato plant and a jalapeno plant, and they're blooming. We're starting to get jalapenos growing.
Oh, nice.
We have one red tomato. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Anything good happening in your guys' world today?
Oh, DLC for second part of the DLC for Dreamlight Valley came out today, so that's good.
Nice.
Well, I've got about 15 squash, carrots, beets, cucumbers, and a bunch of other stuff growing. My squash are probably about 3-4 inches long, so got some good stuff coming in the garden. And then my 5 baby chicks that hatched, they're still alive and going.
Cool.
Madam Monk, that's cute. I asked my wife for a pop when we first met. She handed me the phone to talk to her dad. That's fun. That's classic. That's classic. Let's see. Kane Checker says, dinner first and supper third dinner. That's right. So
what about the fourth dinner?
It's called Dupper.
That's called late night snack.
Yeah, late night snack.
All right. With that, my friends.
That's called hillbilly raiding your fridge.
Yeah, that's called starving your neighbor. We got to get to the fun part.
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the crew.
Too much to take. So it's lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Woo, woo, woo! The fun part. The fun part is here.
Fun part, and I'm actually here for that.
Yeah, you're actually here. You're present. You're aware. So we're gonna start this shill section, and we're gonna get to starting with Lone Wolf.
All right, I don't got much to say, but just follow and like and watch everybody here that has a channel.
Nice. Then we're gonna go to Captain Waffles.
He's not here, of course. Of course, he'll take my spot. Of course.
That's hilarious. All right, we're gonna roll over to mugenfool.
Hey, everybody! I'm gonna be playing a game on August 21st, and it'll be the August 20th when I'm here. I'll be giving an announcement about what time I'm gonna be playing it.
Sounds good. August 21st. You, of course, you're gonna be streaming during the time we're gonna be on vacation.
Aww.
Vacation,
Wait, will you be there that Wednesday, or will you be gone too?
right? Now we're gonna roll over to KJ.
Hey, howdy, hey, boys and girls. So there will be no procrastinating across the ocean tonight. As to my knowledge, we might have one next week. Not certain. It's not in the plans though. But keep an eye out on the Discord page for when Procrastinating Across the Oceans returns. As no show tonight. I have been ill lately, so possibly won't be seeing much of me on stream. Complications with my cancer have been rearing its ugly head. So feel free to get a hold of me via Discord or whatever if you want to talk or whatever. Could use friends.
Could use friends. He needs friends. He can't just be a lonely head in the jar. He needs friends. So let's give him that. Put your love in the chat. Yep. And with that, we're going to roll over to MTG Hillbilly.
Hey, everybody. I will be streaming again this afternoon around 2 o'clock. And, since it's spoiler season now, the first thing I'm going to do when I start the stream is take a look at the spoilers. See what has been spoiled for Age of Eternities. Man, I'm stoked for the new set. Can't wait to play it. And maybe we'll get some real good cards. I mean, we already seen good cards, but who knows what else they're going to give us.
Oh, that's right. Are you back, Captain Waffles?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I just realized Hillbilly's background, and that makes me want to vomit. Sorry, but that was horrific to see. But anyways, I'm back finally making some videos after some time off, and posted 2 of them this week. There was one this morning. The other one Monday explains a little bit what's going on with me and all that. Finally back. I do have some behind the scenes footage for when I went on the trip to the island with the MTG Attitude crew. I know they'll be posting their own thing, but that was a fun trip and all, and I have my own stuff for that. And then I'm working on another thing, like a book series review of all the books I've been reading this year. So I'm working on something like that to do something non-magic related, just to put out there. And I'll explain more of it in the first video. But other than that, just keeping up with some videos and staying relevant.
Whoop, whoop. All right.
And before we end, I want to say, can we highlight the Real Wiz's message? This is for KJ.
Yeah. Damn, dude, I walked in at a bad time, brother. Didn't know you had the big C. Best of wishes, brother. Hope it clears up, man. I don't fear death, but I'm scared of cancer. Hit my channel if you need an ear, bro.
Hey, it's all right. I've been fighting this for a while. I have a condition called Lynch syndrome, which is a genetic mutation which causes genetic cancers. Be something I'll be fighting for the rest of my life. It will be something that takes my life in the future. Don't worry. Don't be sad. I live my life fully every day, no matter what. So, and I fight every day. So, I have no choice.
Fight. He's got the eye of the tiger. All right, before I get demonetized. All right. All right, everybody. Want to thank you for chilling out with us. Tonight, my shill is supposed to be playing some Jurassic World Evolution
Cool.
2 for Wednesday Arcade. Yeah, Wednesday Arcade. We're gonna play some Jurassic World Evolution 2 around 6:30, 7 o'clock. We should be starting around that time frame to play some dinosaurs. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Nice.
All right, and with that, my friends, I want to thank you guys for all being here. kjcowboydan, Hillbilly, Mugenfool, Captain Waffles, Lone Wolf. You rock, you roll. I want to thank everybody in chat for being here in chat. You all rock, you roll. All my members, thank you for being members of the channel. Support me the way you do. Subscribers, supporting the channel to help me grow. You guys rock, you guys roll. You guys are amazing. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun jazz. And with that, let's get to that sweet, sweet outro. But before we do, I want to remind you that you're loved. Someone's thinking about you. And if you can, say and or do something positive for someone else, because you might be the change they need today. And with that, let's get to that sweet outro.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Friends and friends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning